trends I am observing in romance / love stories and autobiography / biography as of when I'm filming this, Saturday, 18 May 2024. I am actively reading an autobiography / memoir, and I have more in my stack. So this is, I am observing, though I have observed as well. All right, so it's, I am observing and have observed kind of thing, but since I am actively reading, the title is, you know, present tense, and then the video description past tense. And so this is specifically focusing on romance / love stories conveyed in the book. So I'm focusing on the book medium. And so I'm reading Running Man memoir, and I have Molly's Game about Molly Bloom and American Sniper about Chris Kyle. All three of these are autobiographies. So there we go. But actively reading this on page 121 in this book. There's my bookmark. So there we go. And what I'm going to do for this is highlight trend / trends that I, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, have kind of picked up on. And break it down to biography, autobiography, and non-fiction, including information about a few central individuals, though not explicitly a biography nor an autobiography. And I'm filming this Saturday, 18 May 2024. So category 1, biography. Biographies, with notes videos on this channel, I have actually read fewer than autobiography. And for those ones, it depends on the person a bit. So I'll do 3 of my recent ones. Let's do John Muir, Meghan Markle, Kate Middleton, is the order in which I read those. John Muir was not, he was, the book I read was about him going on a long hike when he was approximately 29 to 30 years of age, and he had not, met / escalated with his significant other. So he falls into the approximate or age category of 30 plus romance, right? In terms of like becoming engaged in physical reality with one's significant other. Kate Middleton, no, she wasn't next. Next was Meghan Markle. And she was also in the 30 plus. She was born in 1981, and she and Prince Harry met approximately 2016 to 2017 kind of thing. 2016, 2017. So she was 35 years of age approximately. So 30 plus category. And then Kate Middleton was a case of a romance based on in-person interactions and attending the same school that goes all the way back to childhood kind of thing. So that was the trend there. Interestingly enough, out of those 3, there is one trend. The trend is 30 plus years of age for one's significant other / soulmate entering one's life in a physical interaction space in a stable sense. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I had not known that about John Muir, and so reading the book I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I read the Meghan Markle one, and I was like, I'm approximately 31 years of age, and while I've seen and interacted with some of my soulmates in person, we haven't had that like in-person physical escalation to like say living together kind of thing. So in this I'm going, wow, right, 2/3 are 30 plus, right? Which is, yeah, not necessarily the romance is brought up in the press. The press focuses on younger couples, and so it's like, well, good job for those biographers for choosing, to include that information, to include the age, and yeah. So that was the trend there. Yes. And then I would say for another trend is not including the story before it's relevant. The significant other kind of thing. Yeah. In an inappropriate way. That was something that did well. Okay. Next category is autobiography. So this one is there have been a number of 30 plus age groupers. The big trend I'm picking up on, right, is something that or potentially relevant for me. Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she hers of Seattle. There was, let's see, Demi Moore talked about she met Ashton Kutcher and the age difference was 15 years. She was 15 years older and he was like he was like 20 or 20s, and so she was in her 30s. Or what? No, or was she 40 and he was 25? She explicitly, oh, there's a second trend for this one. Okay, so we'll do the first trend. So 30 plus, so Demi Moore. Go girl. All right, go woman. And then Matthew McConaughey was in his 30 plus as well when he met his significant other. In physical person and like escalated physical commitment. And then Priyanka Chopra Jonas was approximately 35 and Nick Jonas was approximately 25. So 10-year age gap. And I was like, look at all these big names. To be a big name, 30 plus, 30 years of age or older when escalating in-person physical commitment to one significant other. So I'm like, these are like my heroes, right? So John Muir, Meghan Markle, Demi Moore, Matthew McConaughey, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas for like the 30 plus age group. So that was one trend. The second trend was Alicia Keys in her autobiography and Demi Moore in her autobiography referred to their significant other as their soulmate, using the term soulmate explicitly. So with Alicia Keys, that was Kasim Dean, and with Demi Moore, she used it for Ashton Kutcher. And I was just like, yay, people believe in love, people believe in love. I was like, yes. So like not like, right, a lot of them are like very much like girlfriend, boyfriend, got engaged, wife, husband, you know, that kind of stuff. And no, those ladies, both are ladies. There's Alicia Keys, Demi Moore. They both use the term explicitly, and I was like, they're out there after true love, which I thought was really cool. Like it fits for Alicia Keys and her being a rhythm and blues kind of soul musical artist, and to get that from Demi Moore, it was kind of cool because my sister and my mom kind of knew who she was, and my sister was really into the Bruce Willis Demi Moore thing, and I liked her with Ashton Kutcher, and so like to actually see that in the book, I was like, oh, you got lots of soulmates, lady. But to see her actually use the term in print, right, in a book about herself, I thought that, and Alicia Keys as well, I thought it was applause worthy, round of applause for these ladies. So that was the second trend. People tend to bring it up as relevant. I think one like as in like, here's the person, here's when they introduced my life. The one person who did like, I would kind of call it an attempt at foreshadowing of like, I might have known this was my soulmate, though she didn't use the term soulmate, was Priyanka Chopra Jonas. She actually like brought up that she was really taken, I think it was her, by like kind of entertainers and musicians and stuff early on in her life. So she kind of brings this into her story to be like, while she did not necessarily do that at a very young age, she was drawn to it, right? So I kind of interpreted that as her trying to communicate, right? There was, while she might not have done music herself at a very young age, there was love for this thing inside of her already. So I thought that was actually I thought that was good, right? Like if somebody is my soulmate and I might know in advance of like who the person might be kind of thing. Like I have that with my soulmates, is like, if I have a soulmate, they would be blank, not like a checklist, but like a knowing myself, my pairing would be like this. Guessing, right? It's not a checklist because that's not set until I kind of know who it is, but like kind of making space for the soulmate in my life or where they might be, kind of thing. Yeah, so I thought and the others might have done too, but I picked up on it with her, the Priyanka Chopra Jonas one. All right, and then the third category, nonfiction, including information about a few central individuals. though not explicitly a biography nor an autobiography. So this is specifically thinking of The Race of the Century, which covered the battle to break the 4-minute barrier. And I actually brought it up in those notes videos, which are in my book/reading notes playlist, but not on my notes on autobiography/biography playlist, because it's not technically an autobiography/biography. So I'll link to both of those playlists in the video description. Love interests were only brought up for Roger Bannister and Wes Santee. John Landy was like focused on himself and improvement kind of throughout the pursuit of a sub 4-minute mile. And so that was an interesting one. Is I like when I'm the kind of person in spectating sports, I like the people where they don't bring their personal life in. So I was like, even without the quirks of each individual, right, John Landy's the obvious choice for me personally, based on my personal preferences and personal tastes. But even with the quirks, right, it was still John Landy. So it was like multiply reinforced that he was my favorite of the three. But yeah, so it was brought up, you know, that was an interesting one because they brought the soulmates up at like big deal competitions or celebrations of achieving a certain goal. And so kind of the author for that one really conveyed that personal life was only for sexual gratification after somebody achieves something big in sports. Unless one's John Landy and then he's clean, right? He's like, I'm not going to use women's bodies as an object for sexual gratification. But the other two did, right? And so he made sure to put that in the book. Which on some level I appreciate, and I'm also like, and that is why they are not my inspiration, right? Like a lot of athletes today. And so, yeah. Aren't there for the smaller competitions, you know? It's just really kind of about, you know, pushing some agenda. So there's that trend. And I think that John Landy then would be closest to based on the information conveyed in that book, John Landy, the personal life was not brought up where it was for Roger Bannister and Wes Santee, and they were all about the same age and it was all about the same time period. So that would mean John Landy would be either in the 30 plus or closest to the 30 plus age category. So there we go. So in conclusion, those are trends I am observing in romance/love stories and autobiography/biography as of Saturday, 18 May 2024 when I'm filming this. And the trends are 30 ages plus that's one trend, for escalating in person, like physical interactions with one's significant other, soulmate. And then the usage of the word soulmate I have actually observed for multiple individuals, though those individuals were all female. So there we go.